So I have no love for countries invading other countries. When the United States did it in ridiculous ways for regime change and things like that in Iraq, Libya, or whether it be Russia invading Ukraine, I have no love for any of that. But make no mistake about it, the propaganda that's coming from Ukraine and the Russia situation there ought to make us blush. It's amazing how many people that were so critical of being duped during the Iraq war and the fiasco after that and said, oh, we have to question these situations as they're occurring in real time and can't just believe because there's so much propaganda coming out in all sides. It's amazing how everyone's in lockstep. Also amazing how we're ignoring COVID and things like that now. Nope, the American people must solely focus on Ukraine right now, or you're an ally of Vladimir Putin. Well, in an effort to capitalize on this, we've had several companies that have came out, and they've decided that they're going to bandwagon onto this propaganda by talking about how they're deeply ashamed of Russia and troubled by them, and so they're going to boycott Russia. We've had companies like Disney, Netflix, Dell, Microsoft, and many others in some form or another announce they won't do business in Russia or that they're somehow cutting back or something like that. And let me be quite clear here. They're private businesses. They could do that. I don't have a problem with it. If that's what they feel necessary to do, so be it. But let's not get it twisted. This isn't because they care about the people of Ukraine or they're appalled by human rights abuses. Many of these same companies make huge profits off the country of China. Now, I'm sure I don't have to go through a record of the abuses that have occurred through China, but we'll talk about them real quickly. Alleged Uyghur Muslim abuse that's been going on for over a decade in China. We have the fact that they probably created COVID in a lab, and even if it wasn't created in a lab, certainly they lied about it to begin with. And it could have cost many people their lives. They lied about what they knew about the infectiousness of it. Even the World Health Organization has admitted that there was a lot of dishonesty that occurred with China at first. We've had the abuses that happened against the Hong Kong protesters, saber rattling with Taiwan, and abuses that go on and on and on. Yet where are all these companies? Where's Netflix? Where's Dell? Where's Microsoft when it comes to doing business in China? Have they suggested boycotting? Of course they haven't. And the reason is because that would hurt their bottom line. The reason for these companies coming out is the same reason that so many people are putting little pins on their social media of the Ukrainian flag. It's because they feel it gives them some sort of social credit. And for these companies, they think that in the end, that will help their bottom line. It'll either help them get more influence or it'll help them get more profit inevitably. Even if they take short-term losses by not offering these products in Russia, they think that the social credit they'll get by virtue signaling against these abuses in Russia would outweigh any of those short-term profits. They will not feel the same way about China because they make so much money in China. Not only are these companies not boycotting China, but many of them capitulate to China. For example, we have social media companies that help the Chinese government censor social media posts in China of people that are critical of the Chinese government. We have Hollywood studios that are, people like John Cena that's supposedly this great American patriot. He was the Marine in the movies, right? When he wrestled, he talked about Osama bin Laden being killed. Truly a patriot. He had to apologize to the country of China when he had a movie coming out because he had the temerity to suggest that Taiwan may be a country. And we've seen other instances of these companies constantly ignoring abuses from China and even capitulating to help the Chinese government that is perpetuating these abuses. So make no mistake about it. It's not because these companies are outraged by human rights abuses and things like that in Russia. It's that they think that they stand to gain in some way from it. And when they stand to lose, all of a sudden, their boldness and their bravery that they want us to believe they're stunning and brave, it seems to go out the window. Suddenly, they take the tact of LeBron James. It's okay to criticize the U.S. government, police in the United States, etc., but when you're making billions of dollars off of China and someone asks, well, what do you think about their abuses? You could say, oh, that's none of my business. That's how these companies are operating. It would be brave if people were willing to take a financial loss because they're willing to challenge a big cash cow like China, but almost none of them are. So I have no problem with these companies doing it, but remember, it's just more garbage, propaganda, virtue signaling. That's what it's about, and that's what this is about to so many people. I feel terrible for the people of Ukraine. I honestly do. I think that there was a lot of situations that led into this invasion. I'm no expert, but there seemed to be a lot of aggression that was coming from NATO and the United States leading up to this. This doesn't absolve Putin. I think what's going on in this attack is monstrous. But I'm concerned about the people back here at home. I'm concerned about rising gas prices, inflation, my friends and family not being able to pay their bills. That's where my concern lies. And unfortunately, I'm being told by almost every major institution that I have to be super concerned about Ukraine. I have to make sacrifices because of Ukraine. From the very people that have led us to these foreign policy blunders after blunders, invasions in places like Libya and Iraq, that are now pretending that they've been right all along and we need to listen to them. I'm sorry, I don't buy the propaganda. If you want to represent Ukraine and you want to boycott Russia, more power to you. But don't act like you're doing it for moral reasons, you companies. As always, it's all about the bottom line. Hey, if you like this, please consider checking out my YouTube channel, Normal America with Rob Knorr, or check me out on Twitch, Odyssey, and other places. I'm Rob Knorr at Twitch, Normal America with Rob Knorr on Odyssey. All those links will be below. Also, I'm proud to announce I will be writing, and this will be one of the first videos I have on the show, on the All American Savage Show channel. I'll have a link to that below, so you'll be able to check out the great John Burke, him writing there. I'll be writing there, and I think there's soon to be some other writers. So check that out. The link's going to be below, and I'll be posting there several times weekly. So thank you so much, everyone. As always, have a good one.